Has an all too familiar and personal evil come from another universe to make hell for Miles Morales? Well, let's find out together, shall we, as we jump into the pages of Miles Morales Spider-Man issue number 11. Alrighty then, so as we join the comic, Miles is mopping up a bunch of brand new gangbangers in high-tech red suits who are looking to make a power play in Brooklyn and fill the void left by Tombstone. It's clear to anyone with eyes that the suits these gangsters are wearing are modeled after the same one worn by Ultimatum, the same guy who tried to kill our pal Spider-Man in the previous issue. Now, obviously, we as the reader know Ultimatum is actually the 616 Miles Morales, but Miles doesn't know that yet. All he knows is that these guys are pushing a brand new drug he's never seen before, one that they are so devoted to keeping secret they're willing to blow themselves and it up just to make sure Miles can't get a taste. And here I thought the first taste was always free. Yes, it's safe to say Miles is getting it from all angles right now. A new villain making power plays in his own backyard. He just got over getting infected by the Carnage symbiote, and oh yeah, he was tortured too not too long ago. His uncle, the Prowler, has run off due in no small part to a debt he accrued trying to rescue Miles, and just to really put the crap cherry on the bad luck sundae, he's out of web fluid. Gang can't make him anymore at the moment because he's been locked out of the school's chemistry lab. That means Miles is gonna have to stretch the little that he has for as long as it'll go. And the hits just keep on coming for our poor hero at school too, as Mr. Dutcher, the vice principal, finally has decided now is the time to drop the hammer on our hero for missing so much class. And it's not even like Miles can make up an excuse or anything to, oh yeah, sorry, I've been dealing with a lot of Spider-Man related issues at home right now. Luckily his parents are in on his secret and aren't gonna tan his hide for this sort of thing. But if poor Miles can't get his act together, and soon maybe private education just isn't for him. It's not long though before Spider-Man picks up a brand new lead. The red-clad gangsters are back, and this time they seem to be actively pushing their drug on a new customer, and when I mean pushing it into him. Miles swoops in to stop them, trying not to use up the last of his web fluid, then using up the last of his web fluid. It's also clear that these gangbangers came prepared this time with brand new goggles from their master that allow them to see Miles when he goes invisible. It's clear that Ultimatum, along with giving these guys brand new toys, has also put the fear of God into his henchmen. They refuse to out him to Spider-Man and decide that they'll get around it by just habloing Espanol. Little did they know, unlike the other Spider-Man, Miles hablos mucho Espanol and is able to riddle out where their boss might be hiding, a Dominican restaurant in Washington Heights. Yes, I will have a side of supervillainy with my tostones and coco fresco. One of those dishes was real and one was gibberish. I will leave it up to you to decide. Now, when Miles eventually makes the long trek from Brooklyn to the restaurant, he finds an old dude hanging out outside. They don't say for certain if it is the other Miles, but chances are probably good. It seems that Spider-Man wasn't the first one on the scene, however, as a hooded figure looks ready to assassinate the guy in charge. A fight quickly ensues between hero and villain when we ultimately discover that the guy with the gun turns out to be Uncle Aaron, who it would seem in an attempt to square his debts with the supervillain underworld has gone from somewhat prolific thief to very prolific assassin. And to think the family Morales had just managed to reconcile not so long ago, this is gonna make Christmas dinner awkward, I tell you, as the comic comes to a close. And so that was Miles Morales Spider-Man issue number 11, and I gotta say, I think Saladin Ahmed has really hit his stride with this character in this story. We're starting to see some truly fascinating story, some great dynamic between Miles and other characters. It builds on all the great stuff from the Ultimate Universe, isn't afraid to incorporate these ideas but isn't slavish to it, feels familiarly young Spider-Man but also just doesn't feel like a ripoff of what Peter Parker did. It's good stuff and I'm glad I stuck with the book for as long as I did. Overall, I'd give this an 8 out of 10.
Hey there everyone, Kate Joel again, and I just want to thank you so much for watching to the end of the video. It means a lot to me. And hey, if you enjoyed the book I covered in this issue and want some comics of your own, might I recommend Book Depository? It's my #1 place for shopping for comic book trades. You get a great price, and if you use my link down in the description, you'll actually be helping me out at the same time. You get something, I get something, everybody wins, right? So until next time everyone, I've been Joel, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.